We hear the word narcissism and narcissist a lot. And even though we hear this word a lot, I'm not sure that many people really know what a narcissist is or what narcissism is. We hear the word so much that it just seems like people just apply it to folks that they don't like or might be mean or whatever. So I found this pictograph. It speaks to the narcissistic abuse cycle. Now, see if you hear anything of your situation or somebody's situation or something you have already gone through that you couldn't pinpoint it, but you knew that this is something that you had to get out. Stage one, idealize. A phase of immense flattery, gifts, excessive attention to appeal to your heart, weaken your defense mechanisms, and allow you to be drawn into a whirlwind romance without even realizing it. This is the love bombing stage. And how to get out of this part is to take things slower, because when people are love bombing you, they're trying to get your defenses down quickly. Number two, devalue. Admiration ceases to exist and is replaced by verbal and emotional abuse. This phase is characterized by cruel, degrading, and condescending remarks, often disguised as jokes and sarcasm. These are the pranks that people pull, or it's just jokes. And we're seeing that play out consistently. That's the reason why we are speaking about these jokes, and you can't just take these jokes at face value like you're the one that's lacking humor. No, this is part of the cycle. This is aimed to keep you confused and to bring down your self-esteem and your self-confidence so that we can move into number three, discard. This is where the victim's usefulness to the abuser has ceased. The abuser has found a new supply. You hear that word supply, meaning a new narcissistic supply. Someone to replace the victim to fulfill all of their needs. The victim is tormented and thrown away as if the love shared between them never existed. This is what happens. You are out, a new supply is in, and you are simply looking around confused, like you were just love bombed. You were just, in this whirlwind romance, and now this is where you are. Number five, Hoover. The narcissist attempts to draw the victim back into an abusive relationship by any means necessary, begging, crying, guilt tripping, projecting, blame shifting. This is where the cycle could start back up with more love bombing, more apologies, all of that, making grand gestures, all of that. And it's just like, how in the world did I get caught up in this? And it is a cycle that could continue until you pull yourself completely out. Now, if you are on my TikTok page, I am going to tag a woman below. You can just click on her link where she's talking about the gifts she was given by her husband and how she knew it was time to get out. And so please go ahead and check that out. If you're on my YouTube page, I'm going to link two of this lady's stories, because listening to her story is so important. And I believe that you could hear a little bit of yourself in it. It might not have been to this extent, but when you are unhealed, when you have trauma, when you are a people pleaser, when you have abandonment issues, and a lot of these things happen during childhood, it's easy to get swept up in, especially the love bombing phase that narcissists put you through. So please listen to this woman's videos and go ahead and let me know what your thoughts are, and if you have been through something like this. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.
I knew divorce was imminent when, for 2 Christmases, I had received crappy gifts. The first Christmas, I was very, very pregnant. I was due in March. And I love Christmas. I love the shopping. I love the music. I love the whole spirit of Christmas. And I was so excited. And I was buying him, all this cool stuff. And I remember Christmas morning, I get up and put on my little blue robe that I have to this day, big pregnant belly, waddle to the living room, ready to hand out everybody their gifts to see their faces. And he tells me, "Oh, let me get your gift. So I'm hyped. I'm excited. He pulls out his phone and he says, "Did you check your email?" No. Why am I checking my email? It's Christmas. You didn't get the gift certificate that I sent you? He had a massage gift certificate sent to me digitally. And then I don't even think it came to my email because I never saw it in my inbox. I think he had to forward it to me. All right. So I was pissed the entire day of Christmas. I was absolutely pissed. And the fact that I love Pandora charms, and I was really hoping, okay, if he doesn't do anything big or whatever, a Pandora charm would be perfect because I love Pandora charms. And I remember we went to my parents' house later that day, and it was obvious that I had been crying. My eyes were still red, puffy, and all that. And I remember my brother had come home to visit, and he had bought me a Pandora charm. And I just remembered still feeling sad the entire day. And the fact that my brother, he knew what to get me. He knew what would make me smile and what would make me happy, because that's what it meant to me. The Pandora charms are very personal to me. I just love them. So the second Christmas, this was the next year. Same routine. I'm up, excited. New baby. Christmas is just grand. This time I did have a Christmas gift under the tree. Just one. It was a pair of boots that were the wrong size. And I didn't like them. So they had to be returned. So he had to ship them back off again. Get the correct size. Pair of boots. They literally would remind you of something off of Shein's website, and no shade to Shein because I like it, or Fashion Over, something like that. But it was very thoughtless and last minute and a here. So we talk about shut up rings, but there are also shut up presents. Those 2 Christmases let me know we're done. And there were a ton of other things that happened in our marriage that let me know that we were done. But Christmas always stands out. Do not, ladies, allow that to be your life. Do not. Those gifts, that first one it completely broke my heart, and it let me know this is how you think about me. And I'm pregnant, I'm carrying your child. This is how you think about me. That's when I knew he didn't like me. So I've never talked about this outside of probably my mom and my therapist. And so she's commenting to one of my other videos, did he ever make you feel special on your birthday? My boyfriend always makes me cry on my birthday, and he does it on purpose. So narcs are notorious for ruining special moments, birthdays, holidays, whatever it may be. My first birthday of us being together was awful. Y'all, please don't judge me for this. Like, I've gone through therapy, still in therapy, not specifically for this, but just seeing where I went wrong and why would I even choose someone like this person. So my first birthday together, I am a May baby, and I also used to live in Memphis. And if you live in Memphis, Memphis in May is huge. So I used to live there, and Memphis in May was always fun for me. So I was like, I want to go to Memphis in May for my birthday. So plans are made, and I believe it was like a Thursday night. We weren't leaving until Friday. Thursday night, my brother had been in town. At this time, he was in medical school, and my mom and I were wanting to put together a party to celebrate. So I was at my parents' house visiting with my brother, and I told my mom, I was like, hey, I'll go ahead and, make these invitations to the party really quickly, because Canva, it don't take long, right? So putting together a nice invitation. Before that, earlier in the day, because I remember I took off work a little early to hang out with my brother. We went to a Mexican restaurant, had some drinks, ate some good food, just had a good time because I hadn't seen him in a while. Anyway, so we're back at the house. I'm working on the invitations. And I get a text, and it wasn't even late at night. It may have been like 7:30, 8 o'clock. And I get a text. So when are you coming home? Now, we did not live together, but I was always at his house. And so I respond, I'm like, I'm not sure. I'm hanging out with my brother, and I don't know. I'll let you know when I'm on my way. So I get another text back. Just don't worry about it then. Since you want to spend so much time with your family, why don't you just stay there? Now, healed me would have been like, bet, bye, and I would have blocked him. But unhealed me, low self-esteem me, low self-worth me, chasing a man me, saw that text and immediately packed up my things, told my family I'll see them later. And I go rushing over to his house. To which he tells me, oh, we're just not going to see each other. Don't worry about it. And don't worry about that trip this weekend either. All right. So I'm upset. I go back home, cry myself to sleep. I get up the next day and I stupidly ask him, well, are we still on, to go out of town? Because we had both taken off work. And he's still saying no. I had rented a car as well because I can't remember if something was going on with my car or I just wanted to rent a car or something like that. And so I said, well, you know what? It's my birthday. I'm going. So, because he had canceled the hotel and everything. And so I book a room and he gets back in contact with me and he's like, well, yeah, we can go. So the entire drive, it was miserable. It was absolutely miserable. I'd been crying all night the day before, and it was an awful drive. So we get to Memphis. It gets a little bit better. We go hang out, we get drinks, we go eat, we walk up and down Beale Street. And you know how it is when it's like post-argument and you're coming out of the fog and it's not terrible, but it's not that great either. That's where we were. So I was dog tired because I drove all the way. I was just ready to go to bed at that point. And we get back to the room and I'm getting ready for bed. And I just remember having a pounding headache. I mean, like one that I've never had before. I get in the bed and I'm like, you know how when you go to sleep immediately. So he gets in the bed and he yells. I've never heard him raise his voice like this ever in my life. So you just not gonna give me no, you can fill in the blank, the P word. And I roll over and I'm like, what? You caused all of this and you ain't gonna give me no. I told him, I said, you need to go. You need to leave. He didn't want to go. I told him, I said, I'll get you a bus ticket back. I don't care how you get back. Because Memphis and Birmingham are not that far. So I said, I'll get you a bus ticket back, but you need to go. So then he wouldn't leave. So then I started putting on my clothes and got my purse. Because I still have family and friends in Memphis. And I told myself, you can go to somebody else's house. And of course he was like, no, I'm going to. So I had made up in my mind, you know what? We're going back to Birmingham. I'm not about to do this. So we're in the car. And admittedly, I'm speeding and I'm just ready to get back to Birmingham. And he snatches the steering wheel while we're on the highway. We run off the road. I get the car back on the road. I pulled over and I just got out and I started walking. All of this goes on. And I get back in the car And I'm dog tired. And y'all, my head is still pounding at the time. And I'm shaking and I'm like, I just want to go home. I just want to get in the bed. Get back to the hotel room. I stayed outside. And he comes out there. You know, that was really effed up what I did. You know, that would scare anybody. No shit, Sherlock. So I finally go to sleep. Back up in the hotel room. Finally go to sleep. And I wake up in the morning to him forcing himself on me. So yes, they do ruin birthdays. They ruin, if it's meaningful to you, they're going to ruin it. So, you know, this is something that I've had to work through for a long time. It took me a long time because the one thing I kept asking my therapist, why would I be involved in something like this? Why would I think that this is okay? And so we've worked through that, and I still work with her. It's been years since that occurred. And this is a lot of why I talk to you younger women, because I don't want you to go through, and this is just my first time sharing this outside, like I said, outside of my mom and my therapist. I do not want you ladies to do what I have done. Easy to get into, hard as hell to get out. And so this is why my page exists. And, you know, I create a lot of this content. I have a daughter, and I really want to use this as a teaching thing for her when she gets old enough to have this information. But in the meantime, I also do this for the younger women and even the women my age or older that have gone through this or are going through it. So, you know, it takes a lot of work. It really does. So, you know, and I'm not getting emotional because I feel like I'm reliving it. I think I get emotional because I went through that. And when you look back on it, you're like, whew, that's a lot. And that's why I say healed me. I don't even recognize that girl. I just want to hug her and tell her that she don't have to do that. She don't have to be there. So if you're going through something like that or have been through something like that, let me give you a virtual hug, because you don't deserve that. And Yuka, don't let him ruin your birthdays. Don't let him ruin anything special for you. I know you said my boyfriend, but I'm really hoping that'll be an ex soon, okay? But yeah, they will. They will absolutely ruin everything that was meant for you to find happiness in.